Hello, lovelies. This morning I'm going to be talking about olive oil. I still get a lot of questions about olive oil and saying, well, can I use it? It's healthy, isn't it? And I spoke about coconut oil in product review number 7 and talked about how quite often foods come to the forefront, but they're financially driven, and very much the case in coconut oil because it's a saturated fat, and so you want to be minimizing your use of coconut oil. Now, with olive oil, it is a monounsaturated fat. About 75% is monounsaturated fat. Healthy, good for you. But where are you on the health journey? Because if you need to be releasing weight, if you have any heart issues, cholesterol issues, then you want to be avoiding or minimizing liquid oils, no matter how healthy they are. Now, I know that, the Mediterranean studies talked about, the benefits of olive oil. But when you have a look at those studies and you have a look at what the Mediterraneans were actually eating, the basis of their diet was not olive oil. It was fresh seasonal fruits and vegetables. It was whole grains. It was legumes. It was some fish. It was not olive oil. So how can we use olive oil in a way that will benefit your health? I personally think that if you feel that you would like some olive oil, then eat some olives, because then you are getting all of the fiber and all of the goodness, and you're not eating too much fat. Now, it's very similar in the way that, when we talked about fruit, and, a glass of fruit juice, a glass of orange juice can have the juice of about 7 oranges. Well, no one sits down and eats 7 oranges, and you're missing out on all the fiber and most of the vitamins and minerals. And that's the same with olive oil. So when you eat, when you're using a liquid oil, all the fiber and most of the nutrients have been stripped out of it. So why don't you throw a couple of olives on your salad rather than splushing olive oil on your salad? Now, if you want to use some oil, I definitely recommend olive oil, but I have 3 ways that I encourage you to use it so that you minimize the usage. Now, for me, I have gone back to actually making most of my meals fat-free. But if you need to create a little bit of a non-stick surface, then I would recommend pouring about a teaspoon of oil onto your pan and then getting a paper towel and just spreading it all around. That way you're creating that seal. Now, if you need to use the whole teaspoon, sure, but at least you've measured it and you've minimized it. When you are using it on a salad, once again, measure, because too often we splush, and splushing gets too much olive oil onto your salad. So at least just measuring out a teaspoon, you'll know how much is there. Now, I have lots of other alternatives for salad dressings that don't involve any oil, but use the whole foods, like when you blend up a whole orange, a whole peeled orange, with a tablespoon of tahini and some herb amare. That's a great way to make a salad dressing, and then you're getting all the fibre and all the nutrients. Now, the other thing is for roast potatoes and roast vegetables, I encourage you to put a teaspoon on your palm of your hand, rub it in, and then rub that all over that tray of roast vegetables. That way you're minimizing the oil. Now, just lastly, it's so easy to think that because something's healthy, then it's a free-for-all. But seriously, if you are trying to release weight, if you have any health issues whatsoever, then minimizing liquid oil is usually one of the things that's going to help. And unless you're following a keto diet, which I do not recommend in the long term, even short term, I think you need to be very, very careful. And if you have been following a high-fat diet, then I strongly recommend that you go to your GP and get your bloods tested, especially your cholesterol levels, and see where you're at. Because cardiologists are saying that keto is their worst nightmare, and they're just seeing cholesterol levels go through the roof. So that is my take on olive oil. I hope that helps, and answers some of your questions. If you've got any more questions, please pop them below. And yes, it's nearing Christmas, so I'm getting a bit Christmassy. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.